In this video, I want to talk about some possible implicit aromantic representation in Hades, an action roguelite indie game made by Supergiant. I swear that's the only jargon I'll use in this video. I know that my audience probably doesn't all play video games. So today I'm going to be going over the representation of aromanticism in Hades and whether I think it's good or not. If you don't want to be spoiled at all, here is your warning to click off now. Without further ado, let's get started. Hades is a video game which follows the story of Zagreus, son of Hades, as he tries to escape from the underworld. The gameplay is pretty action heavy, as you can see, but importantly, between these bits of gameplay you are given downtime to upgrade your weapons, go to the shop, and talk to the other denizens of the underworld. Through the course of the game, you'll build strong relationships with these characters by giving them gifts, and you slowly unravel their stories while doing so. For me, building relationships with the characters in the game was one of the main motivations to keep playing, and it kept me playing for several hundred hours. But there's one specific character I want to talk about today, Dusa, the disembodied Gorgon head. Dusa is the maid of the House of Hades, and you're introduced to her when she gets flustered about Zagreus talking to her.
Oh, the prince himself. You want to talk to me? Me? Oh wow.
She blushes. Hearts spill out of her sprite and model. To me, that was an obvious implication that she has a crush on Zagreus. Also, I thought. The rest of her conversations follow a similar vein. She's nervous around Zagreus because he's the prince, but it seems like she has romantic feelings for Zagreus. Now, there are three characters in this game that are romanceable. Megara, a fury and the first boss of the game, Thanatos, the sexy incarnation of death, and Dusa. Getting to a certain threshold of each character will initiate a conversation in Zagreus' bedroom. With Meg and Than, you can choose whether or not to date them. You can also date both. This is based on Greek mythology after all, so polyamory isn't out of the ordinary. But the conversation with Dusa takes a different turn. I'll play it first, so you can hear for yourself.
Yes. So, ever since you told me you had feelings for me, it's been like my whole mind is on fire. I haven't been able to think straight or get anything done. It's all been so much.
I'm sorry, Dusa. I put a lot on you, and maybe I shouldn't have since I'm the prince and everything, as you point out, and sometimes I forget myself. I'd never pressure you, it's just I thought you had these feelings for me too.
I do have feelings for you, silly. That's what I've been trying to tell you. It's just what?
Whatever it is, it's okay. You can be yourself with me, Dusa, I promise.
I'm glad you put it that way. I'm not looking for an intimate relationship. You're the kindest soul in this whole house, and I have learned so much from you, but when I really think about my feelings, I'm just not attracted to you in that way. I'm sorry. You're a really nice guy.
Oh, look, there's nothing to apologize for, not at all. In fact, all this is a relief. I've learned a lot from you too, and I cherish our friendship for what it is. Do you think that we could still be friends? Or is it better that you didn't see me anymore?
Don't say that! Though, I was going to ask you the same thing. I'd really like it if you'd be my friend. Though, my career comes first, so I don't want you doing any special favors. Promise me? I need to see how far I can get on my own.
I respect that so much, and yes, I promise, Dusa. So, well then, friends? For all eternity?
Yes, friends. For all eternity. Now, I had better go. See you, okay?
Bye, Dusa.
I'm not looking for an intimate relationship. I'm just not attracted to you in that way. To me, these lines in particular are what imply that she is aromantic. In fact, directly afterwards she expresses that she still wants to be friends with Zagreus, specifically friends for all eternity. It is obvious through their conversations that she cares deeply about Zagreus, and getting all this way through their relationship and saying, "Actually no, I want a platonic relationship with you. That means just as much to me, if not more, than a romantic relationship." That just shows how deeply she values platonic relationships. Now, I'm not aromantic myself, but that seems pretty Arrow to me. And I really appreciate how this plot is set up. It gets you invested in the relationship and then flips your expectations on their head when Dusa reveals that she doesn't want a romantic relationship with Zagreus. And on top of that, he acknowledges that their relationship isn't any lesser for not being romantic. However, there are some downsides to this representation of aromanticism. One, I'm not even sure it is romantic representation. That's how I interpreted it, but that is only one possible interpretation. It could be that she isn't romantically attracted to Zagreus, but is still alloromantic. After all, people aren't attracted to every single person of the gender they're attracted to. Or she simply isn't ready for a relationship. She does mention that she wants to focus on her career. Further, I can't find that there has been any official confirmation one way or another that she is Arrow. But, since this is a work of fiction, I'm free to interpret it however I please, and, in my opinion, Dusa is great Arrow representation. The only things that could make it better are maybe talking about it a bit more, it is only a couple of lines of dialogue, and also explicitly mentioning aromanticism. That would allow people who don't know about it to be able to look it up afterwards. But overall, I think this is really good representation, mainly for the fact and the way that it's set up. You get to know Dusa first, so by the time that she reveals she is aromantic and she doesn't want a romantic relationship, you already have an emotional attachment to her. That would help people who maybe are arophobic to be more accepting of the orientation. But that's pretty much all I had to say today. If you've played Hades, do you think Dusa is aromantic? And if not, why? If you haven't played Hades, what are you doing with your life? Go play Hades, it's great. Seriously though, if you have anything else to say on this or other bits of Arrow representation, please let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like. I post videos every Saturday, so if you want to see more, then feel free to subscribe. That is all I had to say today. Have a wonderful day, and I shall see you next time.